What's going on, Fit Fam? It is a cloudy day today, so it's darker than normal. I'm gonna turn on a light. Today is day one, week 8. We made it. We made it this far. Today is a holiday for most, and I gotta tell you, being away from my computer this weekend really just kind of threw me off. Obviously, you saw the video of my citrin deficiency. So another thing that happened was my shoulder was super achy Saturday night, which was very unusual. It almost felt like I've never had arthritis. Again, I can only relate it to things that I hear, but it felt like I had arthritis in my shoulder. Like it was just painful to move. Today it's fine, so I don't know. I mean, citrin, that whole thing just threw out my system. But I will say, today I weighed in 8 weeks. We've been working out for 8 weeks. We've been eating fairly good for 8 weeks. My weight, remember, I started at 150. I'm down to 146 today. My body fat is a little high, 35%, but it's one of those scales. You never know how accurate those are. I think ideally 20% around that area would be good, but 89 pounds of muscle. Gotta definitely increase that. But here we are. I mean, it took us, what, 8 weeks? What is that, 2 months? Yeah, it'd be good. 2 months of working out. That's how it works. So today's workout's going to be chest and back. We're going to do some stretches again, get the chest going. You ever seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone, how they have that old man chest where it's like they were huge back in the day and then today they're kind of saggy a little bit? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid. We don't want to go there. Today's affirmation. Well, from everyday motivation, many people find motivation by simply appreciating the chance to experience another day, connect with others, and grow for loved ones, reminding us that life itself is a gift worth taking seriously. That's it. Gotta live. And part of that living is family. And I saw this on good old Facebook. True or not, I mean, it makes sense. It says, dads yelling at kids causes fear, a lifetime of scarring. Dads are strength and safety to a child. And when you yell at them, security is gone because dads are the foundation. Now, when moms yell at kids, it usually heals because there's a bonding there, right? They spend more time with mom and they get over it. But when dads yell at kids, they're shocked. It's like a scar. They're like, what is happening? I must be really messing up. So think about that, all you dads out there. I haven't really yelled at my daughter. I think I've raised my voice, but not yelling, not like discipline yelling, not like you've done, what are you doing? Get away from there, or something like that. So all that is to say, be kind to your kids because they look up to you more than you realize. I know my daughter is always making me flex my muscles and wants me to be a big muscly guy, which is kind of funny. But I think when growing up, I don't think so. My mom got married to my stepdad, and they yelled a lot at each other. I don't know where I got yelled at when I was little, but because they're arguing, it kind of scared me. And then I never lived with my bio dad, so I never had that. And he never yelled. I never seen him yell, but he's very strict, my understanding. So my recent stepdad, my mom who's married to, I've seen him get upset a couple times, but I can't remember if he ever got upset at me. He'll snap at you a little bit, but not yell. So there you are. That's what we're doing today. We're keeping this one short. We're gonna continue to push forward, and one day at a time. Now, I was thinking of putting together kind of the tips that I use to help find a job because I know some of you are probably looking for a job. But real quick, Andrew Bustamante, he was on he's the CIA guy. He was on the first interview with Diary of a CEO, And he talked about interviewing, and he talked about mirroring, and really, he's the one that said the goal is just to make them like you. And here are some techniques: mirroring, um, conversational interests, do research, and about who's going to be interviewing you to bring up topics that are relatable. One example was one of the interviewers I had interviewed with. She had just celebrated her 10-year. The only reason why I know that is because I looked her up on LinkedIn, and she was like, 10-year anniversary here, so and so. And so I brought that up. I said, hey, I did some research on my interviewers, and congratulations on your 10-year. Boom. She was lit up. So, and then I talked about her past experience, wanting to know why she left wherever she was, and just showing genuine interest because she was in media, and I love media and that type of thing. So think about those type of things where you can connect. And the other one was think fast, talk slow. Matt Abrams. See, now I'm starting to remember these names. He talked about find out what the theme is for the job description. And when you're answering the interview questions, answer it with those themes in mind. So, like mine was learning and development, program management, measuring analytics, working with stakeholders. I answered all the questions they asked me geared towards those themes, and that helped. There are a ton of practice interview sites out there that you can practice AI. You can do it with AI. I did that with a voice. You do the voice one, and they'll ask you questions and you answer them. There's other sites that will help you with, I think that Mecor, Mecor, something like that. And they have AI interviews for specific topics, and they'll ask you. And so just doing that flow and getting it out will get you better and better and better. Remember, I was unemployed 5 months, and the first interviews I bombed because I was just stuck. And then, I had my notes, I had my key things, but I didn't have the mindset and I didn't have the flow. And when it came towards the end, I had my notes. I never looked at my notes because I knew the answers. I did this so often that the answer just came to me, and I knew how to answer it. I knew how to articulate my answer, and I knew how to say the buzzwords, if you will. And so those are the tips that helped me get better at interviewing. And I do believe that things happen for a reason, because remember one of the first interviews I had, the guy asked me, how do I use AI? And I didn't really have an answer other than summarizing documents and looking at my resume. And so that caused me to go down this other path of learning more about AI and understanding it, which opened a whole new world to me. Like, crazy how much I've gone down this path. And I've wanted to immerse myself into what is AI, how do you utilize it? It's a tool. How do we make it more efficient for ourselves? And that helped with the interview. And I brought that up in my interview panels. So it's really interesting on how the path leads. But those are the things that I've learned. There is a YouTuber. Her name is, what is her name? Madeline. Something about a millennial, which I always thought said millionaire, but it was a millennial. Anyways, you look them up. She's got a ton of tips. One of the tips they said was during the weekend, if you're on LinkedIn, take your open to work, turn it off during the weekend, and then turn it back on Monday. And what it does, it actually reopens that floodgate, and so people are actually finding you. So those are the kind of the tips that I've done and utilized. The whole LinkedIn one, I didn't do that until like probably 3 weeks. I've only done it for 3 weeks. But all of the positions and all the jobs that I had, I didn't network. I got them from just applying, cold apply. And most of those, even just cold applying, I got interviews. This last position I did reach out to someone I knew worked at that work, and she sent me a referral, and that's helped. So it's a win-win. She gets like $1,500. So if I get hired, but those are the things that I think, the keywords, write those down, the definitions. You start getting used to utilizing the themes in your answers, keywords in your answers, mirroring, communication, all those things matter. And, after being laid off for 3 times, I actually, in this round, was more picky, more selective on who I'm applying for. And then some jobs I just applied just to see what would happen. Like I applied for a high up financial organization, which was in New York. I'd have to move. And I thought, let me just see what happens. I got an interview, didn't pass it, but got an interview. So those are the type of things that I think will help in the long run. And if you have any questions, reach out and give me more tips. All right, let's get to it. Day 1, week 8.